That's the tea. Hey guys! So we get a lot of questions from people asking us whether we regret teaching in Korea or if we wish we had taught in somewhere else. The big debate between most people that I've met, at least, is should I teach in Korea or should I teach in Japan? And that is a very valid question because I asked myself the exact same thing when I was first looking over here. So we thought we'd kind of just give you a compare and contrast. Obviously, we've never taught in Japan. We are just avid Japan goers.
Travel there as much as I can.
Yeah, like literally, we're planning another visit soon. But the programs to teach in Japan and Korea are much different, and I think we can at least share with you guys why we decided to go with Korea versus going to Japan, which might give you a better idea. And I'm not trying to say like, definitely teach in Korea, it's the best, like this is so much better. Because again, we have nothing to compare it to except actual logistical points.
Okay, so first one is processing time.
Fun.
Paperwork. So I mean, anything that you're applying to, you know, usually takes a little bit of time. I know we went with Epic, and Epic does take a while. Like there's a lot of things you have to get ready. It takes a few months. And Jet is also, you know, a lot of paperwork. You're applying to teach in a different country. So with Jet, it takes about 10 months. That's what we've read. And
you can correct us if we're wrong.
Yeah. We've not done this application process ourselves, but we saw on the internet told us that it was 10 months, so blame the internet. But with academies, there is a fast turnover, which is also like Korea, there's fast turnover here. The application, there's like mock lessons, group interviews, written test, other interviews, whereas with the Korean Epic application, there's a lesson plan that you have to make, and then there's a Skype interview that you have to do, and that's it.
That's pretty much it.
And it took like
it's more waiting than actually doing.
It's more waiting. Like I sent in the application for the fall, opened up in February. I sent that in February, and then I got a Skype call in March, and then I had to wait until like June to learn where I would be placed. So it was just mostly waiting.
Yeah, and for this video, we're just really going to compare the Jet program versus Epic because it's just easier that way, honestly, for us. Yeah. And we applied through Epic. Just know with Hagwons, obviously, Hagwons are a totally different situation, and they're much speedier, but there's less security in that sense. So we can make a separate video on that if you're interested. But for now, we're just looking at the Jet program in Japan and the Epic program in Korea because those are the most compatible because they're both government-sponsored programs. Okay, so next, so training, I will say congratulations, both places have training, as they should, honestly.
As they should, yes.
To be fair, Epic's is 1 week, and I don't know how helpful it is, but let's just be real, training classes are just to help you mentally prepare.
Yeah. Any training that I've had since I've been in Korea, teaching training, it's like, in a perfect world, use these things to teach the perfect class, but like the world isn't perfect, and we're teaching small children, so
the best training is on the spot training.
Yes.
Fred.
But I did enjoy training in the aspect of that we got to meet other people. With me, it was my first time traveling to Korea, so it like helped me get adjusted because we actually like stayed in a dorm, and so it was super easy to meet other people. They gave us food every day, so it wasn't like, oh, what am I gonna eat?
None of us had internet,
what
so
is kimchi?
we were forced to hang out with each other.
Yeah,
there's no Wi-Fi.
There's no internet.
Airfare, it's provided by both Jet and Epic. I don't know how Jet works, but with Epic, you do get reimbursed later. So just know, don't show up like expecting them to just refund you right away for your airfare. It takes a month or two to get that back. And Japan also, Jet program will sponsor your airfare. Although I heard private academies do not sponsor airfare for the most part, but I can be corrected on that, not sure.
And working hours. So in Japan with the Jet, the standard working time is 8:30 to 5:15 p.m. every day, and no weekends for that. Just like normal public school days.
Monday through Friday.
Yeah. With Korea, also Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30. So it's like
a little less.
Yeah.
Like an hour. Like less than an hour.
Less than an hour.
So salary-wise, Japan, technically you do get paid more in your first base year with Jet programs. So you get paid about $30,000 per year versus Epic program, you get paid about $23,000 per year. And this is just based off, you're coming with a bachelor's, you've never taught before in Korea, those base qualifications. Now, Japan definitely does pay more, but you also have to think about standard of living and cost of living and things like that when you're taking into account all these salary things. Also taxes. So with Epic, at least if you're with Epic, the first 2 years, you're exempted from paying any taxes.
If you're from certain countries.
If you're from certain countries. Sorry,
and
other
you have
countries.
to do that paperwork while you're in your home country before you come.
Make sure you do that before you get here, otherwise.
But I do want to point out that Japan is a lot more expensive than Korea, so there's a reason there's more money over here.
Yeah, I agree. Vacation. So
my favorite.
Yes, we love vacation.
So with the JET program for vacation, it's at least 10. Like they have to give you 10 days off. It seems like by your school, you could get more than that if they give you more than that.
Yeah, and it seems like some schools they'll let you bring it over to the next year, which is really great because I kind of wish Epic did that. But we don't. In Epic, there's no carryover.
Someone left a comment not too long ago that said they changed that. Yeah. And they also said that they changed where you can use the days in like summer and winter, which she asked about when we were working there, and they said no. That's just what someone said. That's what someone said. I don't know. But with Epic, you get all Korean national holidays and 18 days of vacation, which used to be 8 days in the summer and 10 days in the winter. If you can swap those now, I don't know.
We don't know that. We weren't allowed
Someone
to.
said something, but I don't know.
Okay, next. Housing. So this is one thing I think Korea does really well, is that everyone gets their own apartment. And with Epic, it has to be within a certain distance from your school. So you're not commuting ridiculous hours to get to your school in the morning. And usually the schools actually like to keep you as close as possible. So you might even be like next door. Like our friend Nicole, she literally just woke up and walked outside.
Like, I lived in the same building as her, and from like my bathroom window, you could like see her school. Yeah. It was like in our backyard if we had a yard.
Yeah, and my school was literally like a 4-block walk from my apartment. It was like a quick 10-minute walk in the morning, so it was super close and convenient. I know with Japan though, it's a little bit different because housing is incredibly expensive, so that's not always the case there. A lot of times you might even get shared housing where like a bunch of you are sharing one space or you're sharing with strangers. I don't really know, but I do know that it's not necessarily guaranteed you get your own apartment.
I actually met a girl whenever I traveled to Tokyo and I was staying in a hostel, and she said she was a teacher with the JET program. She didn't specify, and I didn't ask why she was living in this hostel. I don't know if her
school lived there, guys.
She lived in a 6-person all-female hostel room it was 3 bunk beds, and she had like a bunk to herself, and that's where she lived, and she was like teaching full-time. I don't know if her school didn't get her housing or if she just
opted for
it, like it was like a way to save money.
Maybe.
I don't know, but it was a choice, and
it was a choice.
It was a choice.
Yeah, maybe she just wanted to do that. Cost of living. So Japan's cost of living is definitely a lot higher in terms of everything, honestly. Like their food expenses, even if you compare maybe like, I would say honestly sometimes even convenience store food, Korea is going to be a little less expensive. And then last thing I want to keep in mind is, I guess, a comfort level of living. It's going to differ per person, obviously. In Japan, it's a bit easier to become more accustomed to a singular living life. A lot of people in Japan live alone and they eat alone and they do a lot of things alone, versus in Korea everything is about a whole family unit. But that does not mean you're a part of the family, so there's also that to keep in mind. But yeah, that's just something I think people should think about as well.
So that's it.
That's the tea. Anyways, let us know what you guys think about that. I know honestly we can't give a lot of information about Japan and the JET program because again we've never applied to it, but those were some of the things you have to think about when you are applying to these types of programs. And again,
if we're wrong, correct us in the comments.
Yeah, but don't be mean. Don't be mean about it, guys. Like,
we're just trying to help, okay? Don't be mean to me.
Yeah, let us know if you have any more questions, particularly about the Epic program down below. We're more than happy to answer. We do plan on making more videos where we can answer these types of more logistical questions. Let us know if you're interested in that. If you're not interested in that, we won't make them. So let us know in the comments below. Anyways, don't forget to
like, comment, and subscribe.
See you next one. Bye.